I have more free time than I should have. You know what I'm saying? Like we have too much downtime between things we're doing. Like we have this plan for the sand dunes. We're gonna do this trip, but like, what else are we doing? Right? Like I'm trying to think if we can be doing something with that time. I think we should also talk about the app. What we're gonna do for the app. If we even want to focus on travel, if we want to do something uh, smaller or like same type of size, but something that we could actively work on the side
Mhm.
that doesn't require a following. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
Should we start it with a quick like welcome to the woolcast? We'll leave all that in, but we can like say like welcome to woolcast session 1.
Sure.
To get started. I think that we need to talk about what Adam told us. Like we need to get a solid like what we want out of this.
I think, yeah. Um, I mean, our big thing with the travel app is that I guess you can do the welcome to Woolcast thing real quick if you want.
I think we already did it.
Oh,
I think that's
oh, you think? Okay.
I think we're going.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God, this is how all our videos are gonna turn out, huh?
Nah, just the first few.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. It seems like we don't really have a clear objective of what we want this to be. Also, it is reliant on us having a following, which means that even if we built it right now, we can't do anything with it unless we want to do traditional marketing, which we could. But what I'm saying is, it's impossible for us to get traction unless we already have a following or we just pick up the pace a lot right now and try and build that following as fast as possible. But even without, if we don't have a dedicated audience, it'll be impossible to inspire people or to get them to do these trips. I feel.
I think that we have two options: either to just launch it in tandem with us trying to grow a following, or grow a following to a certain point that we set, and then be like, once we get to this point, then we drop it.
Yeah. I mean, well, the problem is that if you do it in tandem, like, what? Like, who the hell is using it? Who even knows about it? You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, I think that it's okay. I mean, that's the case with any app that you drop.
I guess so, but usually those people are doing more traditional marketing. I don't know if we're also going to do that as well.
I think we can do that and then make content out of it. We could table in the quad and then make a video out of it.
That's true. So then, what is this thing we're building then? I okay. Before we continue, I think that we should build something that doesn't heavily rely on the audience right now. I like the idea of something that can leverage an audience, which is what we're going to be doing, but it's just we're killing a lot of unnecessary time because it's going to take time to grow the audience. Realistically, even by
Right.
the end of the year,
Right.
we might not have that many people. So it'd be good to like have something brewing while that's happening at the same time.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I think that we should, if we're not launching in tandem, we should have the app like ready sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Um,
When you say soon, what do you mean?
within like 2 months.
Okay. What do you think will be in 2 months, following wise?
I mean, I guess that depends on our execution, but I mean, I can see us making at least a podcast a week. If we can figure out what the vibe would be for like our vlog style content, at least one of those a week. Probably at most one of those a week. I don't think we should spend all too much time on like daily vlogs, but and then it just comes down to also like how many trips we're able to go on in 2 months.
I think that something we should consider is who the hell is going to watch our content. You know, what type of person watches our content, right? Because, like, um, it seems difficult to believe that at the beginning anyone's going to watch our vlogs, anyone's going to watch our podcasts. I know it's for the story, But even the adventure stuff that we're doing is not like it's not crazy, and I know that it'll progress. But I just wonder if there's like a if there's another way to more quickly differentiate ourselves, because I feel like that's um, what helps build an audience.
I think that something that would help us differentiate is just like our authenticity. You know,
Yeah.
like I think we hit that already in the first video. Obviously, it didn't like do all too well in the retention, but I think that if we can nail that down and maybe nail it down in shorter videos, um, we might have something there.
And I wonder if we should focus like we need to find like a good balance between authenticity and retention and engagement.
Yeah.
Right? It can't be like Mr. Beast engagement, you know, but it's got to be like no one wants to watch a 50-minute unstructured monologue, you
Right.
know, unless you're really spitting some shit and your brain is just structured as hell.
Or unless it's just a podcast, like
Well, yeah, I mean that's fair. Um, but like with something like I guess that video was just like a weird anomaly. But
yeah,
it seems hard to believe that people want to watch that. I would not watch something like that. You know, like
yeah.
I mean, it's I would watch that and be like, oh, this is cool what these guys are doing, but like, I'm not sitting here for another 5 minutes.
I think that that video is just a jumping off point
Yeah, I
more
agree.
than anything.
I agree.
Because I think that with woolcast, our shtick with that is that we go do it in a different location every time. You know,
Yeah, I just like who cares? You know, like who cares?
well, who cares about any podcast?
Well, the reason people care about podcasts is because they like what the people are saying.
Right.
You know, well, it's mainly a lot of times, at least for me, is I watch podcasts because I respect the people talking, right? And so if we don't have a following, we don't have any reputation. Why the hell would anyone care about what we're talking about? Even if we're like spitting some facts.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that majority of podcasts start with like no viewers. Majority of Twitch streamers are streaming to 0 people
Yeah.
until they like gain a following. The point is that we have to just like talk like we are talking to a big audience.
That's fair.
You know, at post videos like we are posting to a big audience.
I just think that if we want to see quick growth, we have to like find ways to differentiate ourselves. You know?
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I also just think that like followers and engagement will come with us acting like we already have it.
Fake it till you make it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is just like I feel like at least for me, like I have a lot of downtime right now,
Mhm.
and I feel like we can figure out a way to accelerate this process. And I don't know if that means just making more content and being more consistent, or if it's like trying to approaching this from a different angle or building the app, whatever it is. Like I want this thing to accelerate.
Yeah.
Like we're moving too slow, realistic. I mean, we've spent how long getting to this point? I know we've like fumbled between ideas and we just started this, but like, you know, realistically,
Yeah.
we've killed a lot of time.
Well, I think we like learned a lot too.
Well, yeah.
I don't think we should discount any of the ideas that we had so far, but no, if we wouldn't have gotten here if we didn't turn down 10, 15 ideas at this point. But um I don't know. I think that I'll say personally I don't have as much downtime. Um I am bouncing between like schoolwork because I have like big schoolwork load, stuff like that. And like that's the probably the biggest thing that I have juggling right now. But I don't know. I think more of the problem is that we're relying on only the time that we're together to create content. When I think that we should come up with ways that we can post content on Wool Gather individually if we have the time.
Okay. How do you suppose we do that? You have any ideas?
Working behind the scenes on it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's nothing to work on.
Well,
No.
that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh, I like the idea of being able to post content individually and do things individually.
I don't see why not to
Yeah.
do
No,
that.
I think that's great. I actually do have some videos of me working individually.
Yeah.
It's just like, why the hell would I watch that? You know, like, um, I'm just trying to like. It's difficult for me to see the value in the content. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like we haven't made that much content, but like, uh, I guess just like why would people watch it? There's a lot of authentic videos. There's a lot of people with bigger followers than us. I just wonder like why. Why would people watch us specifically?
Because we're documenting the journey.
That is
I
true.
don't know. I think that is our differentiator. It's like I don't know very many people who start a YouTube channel purely to document them doing something bigger than themselves, you know?
Yeah. It feels like a thing that it only takes off when it takes off. It's like
Well,
it's no, but
yeah.
it's a problem of like no one cares about your damn story unless you have something notable to say, And then people go back and watch, and then you've got that positive feedback loop. But until then, it's like you know we're basically like promising all this value, and like
That's the whole game.
I guess so.
Like I mean, like that is the essence of trying to become an influencer, really.
Promising value.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you don't even have to say it like that. It's just like posting and posting and posting until that one video hits the algorithm, and then people like it a lot, and then go check out your channel.
Yeah.
You know, and it has to happen like multiple times. Like I assume it happens in waves where like
But
you're at like 40 subscribers, and you're like stagnant, and then you post this one video that hits, and then you get like an influx of a couple hundred. You know,
my thing is like what okay, but what you said seems contradictory to um, what the idea of like building this whole storyline is, right? Because like, what is that video that hits the algorithm? Is it one of the adventure videos? Is it, because it's
I mean that's what I would bet on, but
yeah. I just
I don't think that one of our podcast videos is gonna be the thing that hits the algorithm
yeah
and people go crazy over it. But these are the things that we enrich our channel with, you know.
yeah. I guess it just seems to me that like there's a better way of approaching it, but I don't necessarily know what the better way is.
I mean, I think that this is what Chris was talking about when he gave us the feedback on Circle of like you need to do the social media thing and you have to be able to like catch lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, but with Circle, it feels. I mean, see, this is actually why I suggested we build Circle for this, because with Circle, it made a lot of sense how we could find pure differentiation. It made a lot of sense how we can get on people's algorithms, especially like more short form content like Instagram and TikTok and things like that, because we'd be going places and meeting people through this app, but it'd be the story of the app, but it would be the adventures that it takes us on. Whereas like here we're artificially generating the adventures that we go on. Whereas that it would be natural because it would be part of the marketing. Here we're doing uh, the marketing. We have to build the brand first, and then you have the content to do the marketing for Woolbound, right? But you can't do Woolbound without the brand, without the content. So
I mean, unless we started Woolbound as like just a travel log app,
yeah,
like we don't have to start Woolbound as um, us organizing trips for people because that's going to become way too involved, way too earlier than we're ready for. Um, but if we start it as like this travel log app with like, we can nail down the features of it, but something that we just put out, and then like we get to a certain point, and then we like, instead of releasing Woolbound, it's already out, but we release this like huge key feature to it, and that's the big release, is like that new feature.
What if like I just I just wonder if like we should embody this image of building like social apps, and that like Woolbound can be one of them. You do another one like Circle or something like that. See, I guess it feels more natural to build something like Circle that feeds itself. We can build that right now, and there's a direct correlation between where we go and like the people we meet and the users we have on the platform and the content that we get, right? Whereas like it seems difficult to get all that content, especially since we don't have money, we don't have time, and then we're holding out until we can bring people to the platform. I know what you're talking about, how like having something simpler that solves a different problem and then doing this, but then it begs the question like, why the hell would we even focus on doing this right now? Why not do something is that can aid us in the content creation journey, but is also leveraged by it?
Well, I don't see how Circle solves it. Just because like you were saying, you know, we go travel and use Circle to meet people, but you also said that we don't have time to travel, which is the whole point. Like, why you're
But
not invested, or not invested, but not confident in doing Woolbound first.
it seems, but the thing is, like, you don't need to travel across the world. In fact, you don't even go to remote places for Circle. The whole point is that you can just meet anybody. You know what I mean? And so we could do stuff here, but we can't do that with Woolbound. And I'm not
But
saying,
what's the like? Take the sand dunes video for example. Then
yeah,
we're going out to the sand dunes where there's nobody.
yeah. We
Circle isn't useful there.
Well, I would say that if we were doing the Circle approach, we wouldn't do the sand dunes. Everything that we did, all the travels, it would involve people, and it wouldn't be pure adventure stuff um, like more the Woolbound stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it depends what we do. Um, I just think, look, I don't care about doing Circle in particular. I just think that it has the advantage of we can build it right now and use it right now, and is directly correlated to the effort we put into it right now. Um, and we can still build a brand. The brand like gets built passively on top of that by doing the marketing for this thing. Whereas like it seems like right now we're just building the brand and then we do the thing, which seems hard because we don't actually have much of a reason to go on these trips. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm fine with doing it this way because I think we could figure it out. It just seems like there just might be a better way of doing things. But I also like understand the thing of like we can't keep like fucking changing ideas, because then nothing ever gets done. We can't keep optimizing the most perfect path because then nothing ever happens.
Right.
I'm just like, uh, I just, I just wonder, you know, I just wonder.
Yeah. I will say I don't love the idea of going back to Circle, because I think that we already established that there's a bigger societal issue that we would be trying to like make a revolutionary change that like is, I think, way more than we're signing up for. But I do understand your idea of like creating something that is like self-feeding, you know, that we can like not necessarily set and forget, but like set off on its own to like farm for us.
Well, not even that. It's like um, it's something that, how do I explain this? It's it's something that gives us a need to make certain content. You see what I'm saying? Whereas like uh, right now, we're just making certain content. We have this artificial need to build a certain content for an app that doesn't exist.
Mhm.
And it's hard to do that. It's hard to get motivated to do that, especially when you don't have metrics telling you, like, you know, like the direction you should be going in, like how you're doing it, things like this.
Yeah.
Also, to your point about the uh, the demise of Circle and the, that it's like, I feel like we were very focused on the community when we were thinking that way.
Mhm.
Like, if you think about it, I mean, it's just a piece of technology, right? We can sell it in any way. We can tell people to use it in any way. Um, so it doesn't have to be focused on community. It can just be. We can even like warp the perception to be like, this is a thing that you use when you travel, or this is a thing you use when you meet new people.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like, and again, like I'm not set on Circle. I just think Circle is a good example of something that could, in fact, satisfy the constraints that I'm thinking of.
I like Circle for being something we drop when we have a following.
Yeah, but I think it's the opposite. I think Woolbound would be something perfect to drop when we have a following. That's the whole point. But we can't do it now. We can't do Woolbound now, which is fine. I think it's a great idea, and I think we should absolutely do it. I just feel like there's no point in building it now when we have to, like, and then just have it laying around, and then like build this following, and then launch it like when we're ready. Like, that thing doesn't take a long time to build. Like, we should build something that can generate value right now, and not only generate um, like value for people and like through the app itself, but also generate value for us in providing us a need to make content. Like,
I mean, what if
that makes
it's
sense.
well? Then what if Woolbound starts as we're not organizing the trips? It's just it's an app for people like who are solo traveling or looking to get a group of people together, and they just post like their more or less like itinerary for a trip they want to go on, and then other people sign up for it. And that's like it at least takes it out of our hands and it just leaves it in the hands of the however many users are on the app who like obviously they're going to sign up for the app for that reason of like finding the groups of people to go on trips with. They can post that potential trip to try to get people to come with, or they can just be scrolling through looking for other people's trips that they're open for people to come, you know? And that it's very low effort, I assume.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, and like it's also something that we can for lack of a better word, set and forget. Not forget, but like just like send it off to see how it works.
I just don't know like who uses it.
People looking for groups to travel with.
Where do we find them?
They find us through the content.
Okay.
And the app is active ready.
I just think that like it is. I feel like it's going to take a while to have enough people where you just have people that just like go on to this thing because they have this need. Because not only do we need to find that person through the algorithm, they need to be willing to get an app. They need to have this problem, and they need to be willing to get our app. You know what I mean? Like it that. I I think like.
I think you're not thinking small enough. We start this in Boise. We started as like a who's going up to Bogus today.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a group of people to go to Bogus with today.
Okay.
What if that's how we start this?
I like that direction.
Yeah,
That's a good direction.
because then we also have all of ski season coming up to Content Farm.
Yeah.
And then by that point, by the end of ski season, when we have all the content, we have that time coming into spring where we're like, okay, what's the spring activities? Let's go on a hike. Let's go car camping.
I want to propose one more time the idea of doing like a conglomerate of social apps. You know what I'm saying? Where we kind of build like social tools for people.
Yeah, right. But like, not all at once.
No.
Yeah.
No, but I think that like building small useful tools for people like
Mhm.
that could be something. You know.
I mean, I always thought that that's what we were doing, anyways.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. I get,
I was just under the impression that like Woolbound would be the first one, but
okay.
um, I don't know. Would you put this like I'm looking for a group of people to go skiing with under Woolbound as well? Like we still that is Woolbound at the start. I think that would work. I mean, like Woolbound, it's like a local community thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Wonder.
Even if we just like this year, it's just Boise, you know,
Yeah.
and it's just like we're almost ripping off 222, but doesn't 222 post their own events,
Yeah, they do.
which we could do, but also I like the idea of leaving it open to the community to like post, hey, like I'm going to the Egyptian theater to see whatever movie is going.
I feel like this exists, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just like. I feel like I've heard of something like this. You know.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's called? Do you know,
Mm-mm.
like.
I can't say I've heard of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it exists.
Yeah.
But I don't know from any of my friends of anybody who's using something like that right now locally.
I just wonder if like, it's not. It's not like a super. Like it's interesting, you know. Like, why wouldn't people be using that more? I feel like it has something to do with like people themselves and how like if you have a lot of friends, you don't need an app to do this. But you're also the type of person to always go and do activities. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a lot of friends, you're not only not doing activities, but you want to do something like this because you might not want to meet other people.
I would say not necessarily. I think there's plenty of people who are struggling to find friends, so they don't have that group of friends to go with, but they are looking.
Yeah.
But they're too like, I think like it's hard today to go up to somebody in public, but to have that app that facilitates it, it's like it's that socially acceptable. Like everybody on this app, you know, like you're somebody who's like looking for a group of people to go do something with. They're scrolling through the app and they're scrolling through these like posts that people are like, hey, I'm like asking for people to come join me on this, you know? So it's like completely acceptable to be like, yes, you click one button, I accept, I'm gonna be there. You know? So like so much lower resistance compared to like going up to somebody in public,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that it is that resistance that keeps a lot of people from finding their groups because you have to put yourself out there. Now, like going on the trip would be still some resistance, but
Yeah.
again, at least it's under the context of, you know, everybody who is ready to go on that trip is ready.
I do like this idea. I swore I've like used something like this or heard of something like this, but I guess not.
Clearly, it was memorable.
Clearly, it works.
Yeah.
Man.
So that changes our content strategy a little bit now because I think now, if that's the context, we start with like Boise local.
Yeah.
Then we start in person showing people our Instagram, showing people our YouTube, being like, yo, subscribe. Like we're starting this thing local. It's gonna be the new thing in Boise. You know? Which works. And I think that then we end up doing more physical marketing. And like Boise specific marketing. This is where we go like practice our B2B skills and we go, hey, bogus, you know, host a Twilight ski night under a organization account on our app.
Why would Bogus do that?
To get more traffic. I don't know. I guess bogus would be a bad one because like most people have passes already, unless they like made it some fun event where it's like whatever. I mean, like my point is like local businesses are like host an event.
We could pitch it to them like
where like
I don't
instead of a user is like, yo, I want to go play frisbee in the park, which that still can be the case, we can also have that um, local business tab where it's like, fucking was the calzone place is like, hey, late night calzones, 25% off if you come
Reminds me of
with
that
the app.
the other one we had, like the coupon one, where like places did events and shit.
Yeah. Which I think that this gives it a new context.
I think this is better because we can do it right now and grow it
locally.
Yeah, and also grow it alongside
Yeah.
the content. The content will come naturally,
Mhm.
by us having to market this. Whereas like with Woolbound, and like maybe this is called Woolbound, but the old Woolbound,
Yeah.
it's like we need the content, then we can build it, and that seems like difficult. But I feel like once we have once we have the brand, once we have the content, we should just do whatever. You can make a multitude of things.
And maybe like I mean, I'm fine with still calling this Woolbound because I think that the pipeline that we could take for this is like, we're starting locally. Maybe next spot is like Salt Lake City, like it's close. It's the next closest city. We start spreading out, and then like by that point we have like a lot of businesses that are on our app as organizations, and that's when we start going like Salt Lake. They have what, Snowbird? They have a bunch of them, but like the ski hills that have resorts, we go, hey, do you want to be an organization on here, and get people to come to you? And that's how we start getting the travel involved in it. Instead of like us setting up trips, it could be like just like Snowbird says, hey, the first like 100 people to sign up for this get put into a cohort with cheap hotel rooms and cheap lift tickets, and have some kind of way that they facilitate their own group stuff, and that's like advertised in their posting.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think about this? Like this direction for it. We start locally, so we have a lot of stuff that we can do. Like there's hundreds of businesses in Boise that we can just door knock and be like, yo, do you want to host an event with like some kind of discount if they show you that they're on the app?
Dude, we could like. I was just thinking, like, side tangent, like we could pair with Tap, and like for the event, you know what I
That
mean?
would be huge.
Make it super easy for
Yeah.
them. Literally, just that
would be kind of sick.
That would be kind of sick, actually. I think they would love that too.
I think Eris would love that.
I think she would. It's actually a fire idea. Let's make sure we don't forget that.
Oh, it's
dude, you guys do your thing.
Marker. I actually like this idea. I don't know about. I mean,
I like
obviously
it too.
I'm biased because I've been the one talking the whole time.
No,
but
no. I like it because this is the direction that I wanted to go in.
Yeah.
It was never about circle. It was just like, this just seems to make more sense, especially if we want to do, if we want to build a brand, we might want to make the content to like leverage it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we should pursue this. We should consider still doing the trip stuff in the future, but right now.
Well, and I think that like this is where the sand dunes like still applies, because like somebody could be like, yo, I'm looking for a group of people to go to the sand dunes with.
We should like, you know what we should do? We should like really, maybe we delay the sand dunes by a week and really try and plan this thing out and make it like a fun event. And we put up posters around the school telling people about this. Maybe we make like 10 sandboards or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we get a rail. Let's get a damn rail. And try and get like a lot of people out there. And even if we don't get a lot of people, like it'll have like the essence of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like we'll show people that like this is a thing that can happen. This is like a thing, that could just happen in your life, but like we're gonna digitize it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I like this direction. I also like the idea of partnering with Tap for local businesses.
I like that idea a lot.
I think that would be pretty cool. I want to focus on, like, I want them to be cool events that people are like, maybe you're just like sitting around, and you're like, fuck, what am I gonna do today? And then you just like go on there and you're like, dude, sandboarding right now? Like, fuck, I got 5 hours, I can go sandboarding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that would be. I want events like that. I don't want very corporate events um, like I don't know. Starbucks is like bring 5 friends and get like $5 off your matcha or some
Right.
shit. Like um, I think there can be some of that, but there has to be some like fun element.
I mean, I
You
think
know,
that like
maybe if you like show up in a specific costume or something, but like just like
yeah,
I don't want people to like go on here just for like shit
discounts.
like that.
Yeah. Um, I mean, that's why I definitely think we start with those like really cool local businesses like Pie Hole.
Yeah.
I think Pie Hole would like whoever the owner of Pie Hole is would like sit
Take a
down with us and be
breathalyzer.
like,
If you fail, you get a pizza.
no, it's like if you're no, I was gonna say if you're over a certain point, we shouldn't do over a certain point.
Walk in a straight line, get a pizza.
Yeah. Um, I feel like I mean just like those businesses that have that vibe around here would like love to do some kind of like wacky off the wall event, you know?
I think though, like it might be better to focus on people and like what people are doing.
Mhm.
Because I feel like people can come up with a lot of cool stuff to do.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely think that like we shouldn't lose that, you know.
yeah,
Um, but I also think that like Pie Hole is such a people spot,
yeah, it is.
you know, and like what are all those like businesses that are people spots, you know?
In and out's a people spot. It's
In and out's a
Florida.
people spot. I mean, like any concert venue,
Yeah,
you know, bogus. I think that like we sit down in a meeting with bogus and they're like they could fire off ideas, you know.
I wonder like. Okay, so give an example. I'm not sold on the thing of businesses yet. Like I'm still thinking we should focus on people. So give me an example um, of something that Piehole could host that like somebody would go to by just seeing it on the app. Like they have no friends to go with.
I think that
It's like if I don't have any friends, like even if it was like walking a straight line to get this, like I would go with a group of friends. Like that'd be cool.
yeah,
But that's I feel like not the move. And maybe like one or two people, maybe. But it's about. It feels like to me, it's about like doing something cool with other people.
yeah.
Right. And even if you're in a small group of friends, if you're by yourself, like you can still do that. But if it's like get this discount at Starbucks, like dude, you can just go by yourself and get it. You're not. It doesn't matter about anybody. You don't have any experience there.
Well, I like your idea of like show up in a costume. Like imagine showing up to Pie Hole in like business formal.
Yeah. I just like. Um, it just seems. I don't think we attract the right type of or the. We don't promote the right type of image doing that. I guess maybe we're misaligned on like what it means to use this.
I think that we just have to like brainstorm um like business applications that would fit it, you know? That would fit what we're trying to go for. Cuz I agree with you about like not becoming just Groupon, you know? But I think that I think we'd be like leaving a lot of money on the table if we didn't like somehow include partnerships.
I just like I just wonder if partnerships is not the right way to start. Unless we get like a cool I'm down to do like a cool partnership.
Yeah.
Something that okay, I'm not against partnerships. And I
Okay.
agree that like there's a lot of money to be made with partnerships. But it seems like um, there has to be it has to be an event where people meet people and people do things with people. That's why bogus works.
Oh, I agree, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean like obviously like the only thing that we could start with is just the users posting events.
Yeah.
But I think that that'll be well established by the time that we are able to start like talking to other businesses and like collaborating. You know?
I think we should pursue this idea.
I like it.
Like I think we're like getting bogged down in the details as
Yeah,
usual.
yeah, yeah.
But I like I like the general framework of this
I do
idea.
too.
I think it makes a lot of sense, and it makes a lot of sense with our direction. And I don't want to ditch the content creation.
Yeah.
And I think something that's nice about this is like, at the beginning it really is just a lot of manual, like us doing events, us getting people there, getting people on the app. But then like we attract a certain variety of people, and then maybe, maybe at the beginning